There is one truth that most people will spend their entire lives trying to avoid. The greatest pain you have ever felt was not created by other people, not by rejection, not by betrayal, not by failure. It was created by the meaning your own mind attached to those events. Read that again. Because the day you truly understand this, your life will never be the same. People can insult you, ignore you, leave you, lie about you, even betray your trust. But none of those things have the power to destroy you unless you first allow them to enter your mind and become part of your identity. That is the greatest lesson Stoicism has taught for over 2,000 years. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Stoic Hypnosis channel. In this video, you will discover how to develop a mindset so resilient that criticism no longer controls you, rejection no longer defines you, and life's hardships become the very foundation of your strength. Because the moment you master your mind, you become the one thing this world can never break. And once that happens, nothing and no one will ever have the power to truly hurt you again. Now, let's get started. Part 1. Your mind decides what has power over you. Most people spend their lives trying to control the world. They try to control what others say, how others treat them, whether they are respected, loved, accepted, or understood. And every time life refuses to obey their expectations, they suffer. Not because life is cruel, but because they believed happiness depended on things they could never truly control. This is where the Stoics drew a line that changed everything. They understood that there are only two kinds of things in life: what belongs to you and what never did. Other people's opinions were never yours. Their behavior was never yours. Their choices, their words, their approval, all of it belongs to them. The only thing that has ever truly belonged to you is your own mind. Yet isn't it strange? We protect our money. We protect our homes. We protect our reputation. But every single day, we allow complete strangers to enter our minds without permission. One careless comment ruins our mood. One rejection destroys our confidence. One betrayal convinces us that we are no longer enough. Slowly, we surrender the one place that should have remained untouchable. The Stoics believed that the mind is like a fortress, not because nothing can reach it, but because only its owner should decide what is allowed to stay inside. Imagine someone knocking on the door of your home, carrying a bag of garbage. Would you invite them in? Of course not. Then why do you invite every insult, every criticism, every cruel opinion into your thoughts? Why do you allow them to live rent-free inside your mind? The truth is, pain often arrives at your door uninvited, but suffering begins the moment you decide to give it a room. The strongest people are not those who never experience hardship. They are the ones who refuse to let hardship become their identity. Because once you realize that your thoughts, not other people's actions, determine the quality of your life, something extraordinary begins to happen. You stop chasing control over the world, and you finally begin mastering the only kingdom that has always belonged to you, your own mind. Part 2. No one can wound a mind that refuses permission. There is a sentence that has the power to change the way you face every disappointment in life. No one can emotionally destroy you without your cooperation. At first, this idea feels almost impossible to accept. After all, people betray us. They lie. They abandon us. They say words that cut deeper than any blade, Surely they are the ones causing our pain. But pause for a moment and look deeper. Why can the same criticism completely break one person, while another simply smiles and walks away? Why does one rejection convince someone they are worthless, while another person sees it as nothing more than a change in direction? The event is the same. The difference is the mind interpreting it. This is the foundation of Stoic strength. Life does not ask for your permission before sending hardship, but it does ask for your permission before hardship becomes your identity. Every insult arrives carrying a question. Will you accept me? Every betrayal whispers, will you allow this to define who you are? Every failure quietly asks, will you stop believing in yourself because of me? Most people answer without realizing it. They accept the insult. They carry the betrayal for years. They allow one painful chapter to become the title of their entire life. But the Stoic answers differently. He acknowledges the pain. He does not deny it. He does not pretend it never happened. Instead, he refuses to build a home inside it. He feels the wound, but he refuses to become the wound. That distinction changes everything. Your scars may become part of your story. They should never become your identity, because the moment you begin introducing yourself through your suffering, you unknowingly give your past authority over your future. Strength begins when you gently reclaim that authority, not by changing what happened, but by changing the meaning you choose to give it. Remember this whenever life tests you. People may hand you pain. Circumstances may bring loss. The world may disappoint you in ways you never expected. But only you can decide whether those experiences become chains that imprison you, or lessons that quietly forge an unbreakable mind. And once you understand that truth, you stop fearing the world, because you finally realize that your greatest source of strength has never existed outside of you. It has always been waiting within. Before we continue, I'd like you to pause for a moment and reflect. Who or what have you allowed to control your peace for far too long? If today's message has touched something deep within you, leave a comment saying, "My mind is my strength." Let that be your promise to yourself, not just a sentence beneath this video. And if you're committed to building an unshakable mind, mastering your emotions, and discovering the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Every week, we explore powerful lessons that can help you become calmer, stronger, and impossible to break from within. Now, take a deep breath, because the next lesson may completely change the way you see pain, adversity, and your own inner power. Part 3. Every difficult moment is training your mind. Most people see hardship as punishment. The Stoic sees it as training. That single difference creates two completely different lives. When something painful happens, most people immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But that question often leads nowhere except frustration. The Stoic asks a different question. What is this experience trying to teach me? Notice how everything changes. The problem remains the same, but your relationship with the problem becomes completely different. Think back to the strongest person you have ever met. Chances are they were not someone who lived an easy life. They were someone who survived disappointment without becoming bitter. Someone who experienced loss without losing themselves. Someone who faced rejection without abandoning their purpose. Strength has never been created by comfort. It has always been forged through resistance, just as a sword becomes stronger through fire. And a muscle becomes stronger through resistance. The human mind becomes stronger through adversity. Yet most people spend their lives trying to avoid every uncomfortable feeling. They avoid failure. They avoid criticism. They avoid uncertainty. They avoid difficult conversations. Without realizing it, they are also avoiding growth. The Stoics understood that comfort is a pleasant place to rest, but a dangerous place to remain. Every challenge life places before you is asking one simple question. Will this experience control you, or will it strengthen you? That choice belongs to no one else, not your family, not your friends, not your circumstances, only you. There will be days when your heart feels heavy, when life seems unfair, when you question whether you are strong enough to keep going. Those are not signs that you are failing. Those are the moments your character is being built, because resilience is not revealed when everything is easy. It is revealed when everything inside you wants to give up, and yet you choose to take one more step. One more breath, one more attempt. Remember this: every painful experience leaves you with two gifts, a wound or wisdom. The difference is determined not by what happened to you, but by the mindset you choose after it happened. And the people who become truly unbreakable are not those who never fall. They are the ones who quietly stand up one more time, then life knocks them down. Part 4. The voice that hurts you most is the one inside your head. There is an enemy that follows you everywhere. It wakes up with you. It speaks when the room is silent. It reminds you of every failure, every rejection, every mistake you've ever made. And unlike other people, you cannot simply walk away from it. That enemy is the voice inside your own mind. Surprisingly, most of the pain we experience is not created by what others say. It is created by what we continue saying to ourselves long after everyone else has moved on. Someone criticizes you once, but your mind repeats those words 100 times. Someone rejects you, yet your inner voice transforms one painful moment into a permanent belief. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. Maybe they're right about me. This is how suffering quietly grows, not because the outside world keeps attacking you, but because your own thoughts refuse to stop. The Stoics recognized this danger centuries ago. They understood that the mind can become either your greatest ally or your greatest enemy. Every day, you are having conversations with yourself. Those conversations are shaping your identity. If you constantly tell yourself that you are broken, your actions will eventually reflect that belief. If you repeatedly remind yourself that every setback is temporary, your courage begins to grow instead. Notice something remarkable. Two people can experience the exact same failure. One sees proof that they should quit. The other sees proof that they are learning. The event is identical, only the interpretation changes. That is why mastering your inner dialogue is one of the greatest forms of self-discipline. Speak to yourself the way a wise mentor would, firm, honest, but never cruel. Correct your mistakes without condemning yourself. Accept your weaknesses without surrendering to them. Celebrate progress instead of demanding perfection. Because perfection has never been the goal, growth has. Every time you replace self-condemnation with self-awareness, you reclaim another piece of your strength. The world may doubt you. People may underestimate you. Life may test you again and again. But if your own mind becomes a place of clarity instead of conflict, then you carry with you something no circumstance can steal. In the end, The greatest victory is not defeating the world. It is transforming the voice within from your harshest critic into your strongest ally. And once that happens, you begin to realize something extraordinary. The safest place you will ever live is not a location. It is a disciplined mind that refuses to turn against itself. Part 5. Become the person that life cannot break. There comes a point in every meaningful life when you stop asking for an easier path and begin asking for a stronger mind. That is the moment everything changes. Most people spend years trying to eliminate every source of pain. They hope for perfect relationships, perfect careers, perfect circumstances, perfect timing. But life has never promised any of those things. It has only promised change, loss, uncertainty, and moments that will test every belief you hold about yourself. The Stoics never tried to escape this reality. They embraced it because they knew that the strongest oak does not grow in a greenhouse. It grows where the wind never stops blowing. Your life is no different. Every disappointment is shaping your patience. Every failure is sharpening your judgment. Every setback is revealing whether your confidence depends on success or on your character. One day, people will misunderstand you. Keep moving. One day, someone you trusted may leave. Keep growing. One day, life may take away everything you thought you needed. Keep standing. Because if your identity is built upon your values rather than your circumstances, nothing outside of you can truly destroy what matters most. The world will continue changing. Opinions will change. Fortunes will rise and fall. People will enter your life. People will leave. But the person who has learned to govern their own mind carries something that cannot be bought, borrowed, or taken away. Inner stability. That is real power. It is quiet. It is invisible. Yet it is stronger than wealth, popularity, or status. Imagine waking up every morning without needing validation from strangers, without allowing criticism to dictate your confidence, without fearing failure because you understand it is part of becoming wiser. Imagine walking through life knowing that peace is no longer something you search for. It is something you carry within you. That is the freedom Stoicism offers. Not freedom from hardship, but freedom from becoming a prisoner of hardship. So from this day forward, make one decision. Protect your mind more carefully than you protect your reputation. Feed it with wisdom instead of fear. Train it with discipline instead of excuses. Strengthen it with purpose instead of distraction. Because the quality of your life will never rise above the quality of your thoughts. And when you finally master the way you think, you become the kind of person that storms cannot shake, criticism cannot weaken, failure cannot define, and no one, no matter who they are, can ever truly break again. Conclusion: life will never stop testing you. There will always be moments of disappointment, betrayal, failure, uncertainty, and loss. You cannot control when those moments arrive, but you can always decide who you become because of them. That is the heart of Stoicism. True strength is not the absence of pain, it is the ability to remain steady when pain appears. The lesson to remember is this: guard your mind as carefully as you would guard your greatest treasure. Every day, choose your thoughts with intention. When criticism comes, let it become feedback instead of fear. When failure comes, let it become wisdom instead of self-doubt. When life becomes difficult, remind yourself that every challenge is another opportunity to strengthen your character. Your circumstances may shape the road you walk, but your mindset will always determine the person you become. If this message inspired you, and you're committed to building an unbreakable mind, mastering your emotions, and living with the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, be sure to subscribe to the channel and join this growing community. Your support motivates us to continue creating powerful videos that help people find inner peace, resilience, and the courage to become the strongest version of themselves. Thank you for taking the time to watch until the end of the video. See you in the next videos.